What is going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Today, we've got a banger for you guys. You guys like when I do the top 5 support videos, and you want me to do the other roles with it too. So we're going to be hitting you guys with the top 5 mid laners in 9.10. This is for all ranks, but obviously at the higher ranks, it's going to be easier to abuse these characters. In the middle and low ranks, you can get punished a little bit, but they're still very, very strong. Number 5 is Hugh Wong. He was dominating the meta for a little bit. It was like him and Merlin, and then like a little bit of Morrigan, a couple other characters. But he was very, very strong. He fell off a little bit. Other characters kind of flew up a little bit. He is still in a very strong spot. The problem is the other 4 gods are just better. His build currently is something like this. Sands for the early game, because if you don't have Sands, you'll run out of mana. Book of Thoth, Divine. These 2 flat pen items together will allow you to just almost one-shot any squishy in the game. If you get a big ult in the late game where you push the mid or the ADC back into your team, they'll just get one-shot. Reaver, Mirrodin for a little bit of tank killing. Mirrodin a little bit of one-shot potential too. And then Obshard to actually one-shot the tanks. You're sitting at 30% cooldown. Once you get a 500 pot, you're actually at 40% cooldown. Overall, really, really strong build. You're not super survivable. You're just mostly a one-shot machine of anyone. So make sure your positioning is really good on Hugh Wong. Number 4, Vulcan. He's in a spot now where he is allowed to just power farm during the game. He's one of the few mages that actually farms nearly even with hunters. That allows him to just be played and picked in most games. And then late game, he's got objective secure with his ult, and he's got really good objective damage with his turret. Sands of Time, you need it for the MP5. You actually go Warlocks and not Book. You want the extra survivability on Vulcan. He's not as safe as Hugh Wong is. So you're going to be going Warlocks, Divine. You're going to be building Divine or Brawlers nearly every single game right now. Anti-healing is needed in nearly every game because healing is running a lot of these games. Staff of Mirrodin, so your ult allows it to one-shot. Reaver, Obshard, so you can kill tanks. And then you go into Pendulum late game. If they do have like 5 dive gods, literally 4 dive gods, something like that, feel free to go alternate timeline because it'll give you a lot of survivability and then another life. But this, in most games, will feel really, really good. Number 3, Cern. The buff to Cern, making his melee autos 35% of his basic attack damage instead of 25%, helped him a load. I feel like people don't really think about this. When you're autoing somebody in melee range as Cern, your autos will be doing 135% damage. So say your autos are normally hitting for 200. Well, in melee range, they're going to be hitting for 270. It is insane. The current build with Cern, Death Toll, Dev's Gloves, Exceed Kins, Odibo. This is in every game. Make sure you have these 5 items. Your last item is kind of whatever you want. I saw some Shadow Steel for an anti-heal option. I saw Wind Demon. I saw some Silver Branch. And then for Death Toll starter, you can go either of these. Death's Embrace makes it so you're very, very hard to dive and you can perma-tank objectives. And then Death's Temper is really good for just being able to one-shot somebody and then also do a little bit more damage to objectives, but you're not as survivable like Death's Embrace is making you. I would probably lean a little bit more towards Death's Embrace because I think it's just really strong on objectives. And then I think either Silver Branch or Wind Demon or Shadow Steel all works. Number 2, no surprise. He's been top 5 as a mid laner for the past like 4 years. Not the bear! AMC. I know you guys are so excited. Woo! Can we get some claps? Some woo? Ooh. If you like AMC, make sure you like this video, because we're going to be talking about AMC, and if you like him, we're going to be talking about him. AMC actually got a small buff with the Heartseeker change, making it 2750 instead of 2900. His build has really stayed the same. Nothing much has changed. The only thing that has changed with his build is instead of Jotuns, he goes Brawlers, and it's just because anti-healing is needed in every game because healing is OP, so make sure you have Brawlers in most of these games. However, if the enemy team does not have much healing and you're like, I don't need this Brawlers, feel free to go Jotuns. It will feel a lot better killing who's ever in front of you, being able to clear waves, power farming because your cooldowns are going to be up a lot more often. But Brawlers is a lot better when you need it for anti-heal. And then number 1, get your guesses out. I've said their name in the video already. Number 1, we are the Morrigan. Absolutely insane. This character is one of the few mages that can out-farm hunters. She out-farms hunters because of how fast she can just get around the map and then how fast she actually clears, allowing her to actually just clear red buffs, one-shot waves, and then rotate to fights. But that's not even the best thing about her. The best thing about her, she could turn into a useful class. She could turn into hunters, assassins. She could turn into warriors. She could turn into guardians. And that is basically the strength of Morrigan. Sands turning into Pendulum, which she at level 20. Do more Spear, Poly. These 4 items were in every single build that I saw. I saw a little bit of Divine, a little bit of Obshard, a little bit of Karen's Coin. I think Rod would be incredible in like a Morgan build, like these 6 items having flat pen and Rod's one-shot ability makes it so you can literally one-shot someone. I think percent pen on a god like Morgan isn't that useful because you're rarely hitting a tank, but it makes a little bit of sense if you want to be able to poke walk up just to a tank and it hits them for 400 instead of 300, whatever. So it's not bad either. And then just make sure you're turning into a god that you can make good use of. Invis into the back line, get a stun, get a 2, transform into a tank, and then go wild. But there it is, top 5 mid laners. Let me know what class you guys want to see next. I'll get you guys the top 5 list for anything you want. If there's any other videos you guys want, also make sure to drop them below. And we are very, very close to 10K. So make sure you guys are also subbed to the channel. We're almost there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. See you guys again next time. Peace.